Hello, pregnant mamas and expected papas. So, I need to talk to you guys about Hypnobabies childbirth education and why I love it so much, why I teach it. It has been truly, for me personally, a life saving course in supporting my doula business. As a doula in the early 2000s, for the first time, I was very physical with all of my clients, and still to the day, but not nowhere near the way I used to be. On my feet for hours on end, massaging moms and trying to get them, come on, in different positions, everything I could. Very physical. With Hypnobabies, what I found is I don't work anywhere near as intense because it's such an empowering childbirth education course, giving women the tools that they need to navigate through their pregnancy and their birth with greater confidence, poise, grace, and power. This course is so refreshing. It has changed my life as a doula, personally, and the clients that I'm witnessing, it's changed their lives as well. What I think one of the primary things that I notice is when a woman is in her birthing time, she's just listening to her Hypnobabies tracks. These are hypnosis tracks that a woman listens to repeatedly so that she can get more powerful suggestion about her birth, about herself. And she is in a deep state of hypnosis, whether she's lying down or moving around. How it's particularly affect one of my clients. Her and her husband she was in her birthing time at home and they wanted to be at home as long as possible. She was listening to her tracks. I checked in with them. I said, hey, how's it going? He said, she's doing great. She was on all fours in her bedroom in front of the closet in the tiniest part of their home. So this is so funny to me because she was basically cocooning on all fours. She didn't need her husband touching her. She was just where she was. And this is a woman, let me tell you, who did not even consider natural birth, did not know it was an option for her when I first met her. And when I first met her, she may have been 2 months pregnant. She wasn't thinking natural birth, epidural was the way, was not even in her, natural birth, Hypnobabies was not even in her consciousness. Trust me. And if she's watching this, she'll tell you. It wasn't in her mind. So he said, well, she's doing great. I said, okay, I'll meet you guys at the hospital. But when I got off the phone, I intuitively heard and felt you need to go to the house and be with them because they may not know exactly how far they are. And he may not know the signs, being first-time parents. So sure enough, I get to the house. I'm watching her. She's doing great. And then I see she's just starting to be a bit more intense, but still just breathing. And I ask her how she feels. And she's like, what do you feel down there? Blah, blah. Could not really articulate it. So I said, well, let me know how you feel after the next birth wave. I said, we're going to know. Because I felt like it was time to go. And at one point I said, okay, we should go. And then I pulled back. I said, you know what? No, you're going to let us know when it's time to go. Because I don't tell a mom when it's time to go to the hospital. I'll let her be the one to tell us. After that next birth wave, y'all, we were hauling ass out of that house. She said, oh, I feel like I need to push. Good thing we're like 5 minutes away. Get to the hospital. We're at triage. She's signing in. And the nurse says, did your water break? She said, I don't know. No, I don't think so. No, it didn't. So the nurse walks around. We'd already told her that she's the Hypnobabies mom, so she was further along than she appears. The nurse walks around. She walks around the nurse's station. And she looks down. She said, well, is that from you? And it was my client's water all over the floor. And she didn't notice it. I didn't see it. And we looked down. We're like, oh, shit. So then we were moving. Got to the room, the regular room. They checked her. And she was 10 centimeters. And she's like, ooh, I want to push. They're like, don't push. And she's like, oh. And I said, just keep breathing. Listen to your tracks. They're running around like chickens with no head, flying around. Well, she needs an IV. Should I get the IV? Should I get the epidural? Does she need the anesthesiologist? And I'm looking at the husband like, She don't need any of that. So he's like, we don't want any of that. So by the time they try to get that IV in her hand, I said, I told the nurse, she gonna have the baby by the time you get that IV in. So my client's like, Angela, I gotta push. So I leaned in. I said, hey, push a little bit. You'll feel better. They kept telling her not to push. You guys, that baby would have been out in 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. She held that baby breathing and pant, for the next 30 minutes. And then the baby came out. And the doctor never made it there. So that was a couple of years ago. Then they had their second baby this year. Same thing. We get to the hospital, but this time she's 4.5 centimeters. And we're like, I literally witnessed the nurse checking her. And she said, oh, you're 4.5 centimeters. So I helped my client turn back over. She was on her back. I physically helped my client turn over onto all fours again. From the time she checked her and said she was 4.5 centimeters to the time that she got to all fours, which was less than 5 minutes. My client says, oh, my water just broke. And she said, okay, the baby's coming. The baby is coming. I got to push. The baby's coming. The baby's coming. I've never seen a nurse move so fast. She is snatching stuff out of the walls, calling people on the phone, literally rolling down the hall with my client on all fours on that gurney, trying to get her to the birthing suites. And sure enough, 30 minutes later, baby's out. She literally went from 4.5 centimeters to 10 in less than 5 minutes. And we were cracking up. Now the nurses are like all stressed out once again, but this time no one told her not to push. So they had learned from 2 years ago, don't do that. So because she just pushed and got in there, baby was crowning, what can we say? So this is all Hypnobabies. And this is, like I said, someone who was didn't even have it in her consciousness to think of doing a natural birth. So mamas and papas, if you want a more empowered birth, a calmer birth, check out Hypnobabies. Go to my website, DoulaLove'sCreation.com, and check out our future classes for the remaining of the year and into next year. I am looking forward to seeing you in class come this fall, because some of y'all are going to be birthing in October, November, December, and January. Y'all need to just register now. It's all good. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all in class. Bye.